When facts change, opinions change. How many times have you heard that? Well, in this case, it is perfect because David Ornstein is coming out with statements that are absolutely crazy. Number one, Joao Felix is absolutely leaving in January. And guess what? He is getting pushed to Aston Villa. Yes, Aston Villa. I've got the news for you though. Number two, Youssoufa Moukoko. I said a couple days ago, I don't want him at the club because I don't want him getting wasted. Well, after Brozier's injury, it looks like we're going to try get it done in January. And finally, a lot of you asked me, Alex, can you debrief the game in a bit more detail that we had, the friendly? I said no, there wasn't much to take away, but one thing. And that one thing is Mr. Omari Hutchinson. We're gonna break it down, what we saw from him, and why he actually staked a claim to arguably become a starter for Chelsea. Let's get into it, let's break this down, you will enjoy it. Buckle up. Welcome to the Kavkas View, guys. It is freezing in London. I don't know what's going on with London, but we're getting minus temperatures, right? I want my old London back. I want my London back where it is 5-6 degrees in December because these minus temperatures, I can't handle. I've got 3 layers on, by the way. A vest, a t-shirt, and a hoodie. I can't be doing this. It's work from home, but it is too cold. So I need you lot to do me a quick favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and more importantly, this is the biggest one. Follow me on Instagram, and let's blow up this community to the point where we're going to be interacting, having good debates, and it'll be fun. So now let's bring up the news. So Joao Felix has been on everyone's lips. Arsenal fans are getting gassed. They are thinking that they're going to get him. And the reason they're thinking they're going to get him is because David Ornstein has come out and said Arsenal are going to make a strong attempt to go sign the player. Manchester United fans are getting excited because Ornstein has said Manchester United are eagerly anticipating to go and actively sign the player. PSG fans, I don't know any PSG fans. I only know you, Rajiv, and Rajiv doesn't really talk about transfer rumors, he refuses to. But Chelsea fans, we need to be excited as well because David Ornstein has come out and mentioned us amongst the clubs that are actively pursuing this player. We are holding discussions with Jorge Mendes, but Mendes has other plans. Tash, why does Jorge Mendes have other plans? You're not going to answer because you don't know. I know. He wants to get paid, people. So Jorge Mendes is actively trying to get his player to Aston Villa. He's even proposing a loan move with an obligation to buy after, potentially. This is wild. This man is on his way to commit a tristeza, a travesty in Portuguese. And the reason I say this is, firstly, you took Joao from Benfica to Haram Ball in Madrid. You took him to the wrong Madrid club. You took him to a club where he's not going to be playing football, he's going to be doing the bleep test. And all of a sudden now, you're trying to ruin his career even more. Now you're trying to take him to Aston Villa. Why on earth does he want to go and play for Aston Villa? All due respect, why would he not want to go play for a proper big club? Maybe Villa were a big club 40, 50 years ago. They're not a big club anymore. Joao Felix does not need to go play for Unai Emery. I'm sorry. Unai Emery is very, very close to Diego Simeone in style of play, in approach, in negativity. Why on earth is Joao going to leave one defensive manager and go to another one? The only reason I see Jorge Mendes trying to take Joao Felix to Aston Villa to Birmingham is because he's getting paid a whole host of money. That's the only reason I can explain. Because Joao does not want to go. Ornstein has reported that rigorously. Joao Felix does not want to live in the city, he does not want to play for the club, and he does not believe the club's aspirations match his. Well done, Joao. Joao, sit there, do not leave Madrid. It is better to play 10 minutes for Atletico Madrid in the Champions League than be playing for Aston Villa on a weekly basis and being lost in the pack. Do not do it. Chelsea, if he's available on a loan, you better be interested. Because this move is a move that needs to get concluded. Joao Felix is phenomenal. I'm tired of people telling me he can't play with Kai. Why can't he play with Kai? Put Kai as the false 9, the number 10 role, the big guy in the middle. Put Joao as the shadow striker in and around him, running around. And then you have 2 wingers that are direct, that are going to run in behind, that are going to take people on. And all of a sudden you're playing a 4-2-3-1. And then you look threatening with 4 attacking players. Yes, you're going to have to revamp the midfield. Yes, you're going to have to get some legs, you're going to have to get some solidity in that midfield, Yves Bissouma in that midfield, a caliber of player like potentially a Declan Rice. But I will happily have Declan Rice in my team if it means we get a Joao Felix, someone creative. And people don't want to agree with that, but sadly, that's the way we need to go. Stop turning your nose up on talented players. Bruh, I am tired of Chelsea being unlucky. And the reason I'm exhausted of Chelsea being unlucky is because we consistently get injuries. We get injuries when injuries are not meant to happen. Like, this is meant to be pre-season. We're not meant to be losing more players. We're meant to be developing players. And Armando Broja looks set to be out for a considerable period of time. And now we're getting linked with Youssoufa Moukoko again. So a couple days ago, I spoke about this and I said, look, Chelsea are heavily looking at this player. They are looking at this player because they believe they can get another asset on their hands who is ready to come in and make an impact now, but at the same time, he's 18 years old. And he could be worth 120 million one day. And that's the way our board think now, right? Get him in young, get him in cheap, and sell him on in the future for more money, or they stay here and they absolutely smash it. The problem is, he's only a free agent in the summer. And with Broja injured, we've got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Kai Havertz. And you know how the fan base feel about Kai Havertz being false nine. It ain't gonna work. Chelsea are trying to get Youssoufa Moukoko in January. And this, I kind of like now. Now I'm starting to shift on this. The reason why I didn't want Moukoko to come to Chelsea is because I didn't want him to ruin his career. I didn't want him to be fourth choice. I didn't want him battling with Broja. I didn't want him sharing minutes with Broja. But it looks like Broja's going to be out for a while. And the Aubameyang I saw yesterday's game, Moukoko is going to have no problem taking him out. The energy, the tenacity, the pure vim of the player. Because if you watch Moukoko play, clinical finish, very good in behind, but the kid's full of energy. You can tell he's 18, he's raring to go, he's ready to take over the football world. And it's something that we need in our front line. We're lacking. And for me, it's someone that, yes, his back to goal game is not good. He's 18. Yes, he's not got the link up play yet. But it's something that can be developed after time. And I'm not going to lie to you, Haaland ain't got the link up game either. But he bangs you goals, so you don't care. So if Moukoko is going to be scoring those goals, I won't care. Like, it's as simple as that. So Chelsea, according to David Ornstein, are viewed by their peers that they're front runners for Moukoko. They are ahead of the schedule. They're ahead of the pack. They are trying to secure this deal either for January or get a pre-agreed deal so the kid comes to. This is very exciting. This is something I can get behind now. Because if we actively get him, it means he's got 6 months on his hands to prove to Graham Potter that he's going to be number one. And if he does that, then it's mad. Now I'm going to talk about Mr. Omari Hutchinson. And Omari Hutchinson joined Chelsea from Arsenal as a free agent. He left Arsenal's academy and joined Chelsea at a time when a lot of people ask, why on earth is he doing that? Is it money related? Is it because the guy believes he's too good for Arsenal? Man, most probably does. I don't know. But this kid is very talented. We looked at him yesterday and I had an in-depth view of this kid and very direct. Very comfortable in the middle, very comfortable on the left, very comfortable on the right. And what I liked about him, the tenacity to take a man on. We lacked that in the first team. He had one strike in the first half where he got the ball, shimmied from the right to the left, went to the left, took another touch to open up the goal for himself and curled it and hit the post. Then there were multiple occasions where he took the ball down and just ran at defenders in the middle of the park. Good weight of pass, follows his pass around, puts in a good cross. And it's something that really caught my eye. It caught a lot of people's eye on Twitter. And it caught the manager's eye. Potter was very complimentary of the gentleman. He said he's a good player. He had a very good performance. He's been working very hard and basically he could potentially be in contention. And this is good to hear. This is what you want to hear from that young kids are going to be given an opportunity. Considering the fact that we've got Pulisic, Ziyech, Mount, Havertz and Aubameyang. None of them have taken the chance. Do you know what I mean? Like, none of them have said, this is my spot, you're not taking it. Raheem Sterling either. So when you've got a young player of Omari Hutchinson stand, putting in decent performances in pre-season, being with the manager while everyone's away on the World Cup, this is a good opportunity for us to see it. We are going to play one more friendly prior to the game against Bournemouth, but we don't know who's going to be playing in that game. We know that Raheem Sterling, Conor Gallagher and Mason Mount will be returning next week to the squad. They're most probably going to want to get some minutes. Players that went out of the World Cup earlier are going to return and want to get some minutes before the game against Bournemouth on the 27th. So we need to be very careful and very considerate of how quickly we push this kid in. But at the same time, guys, if he's ready now, don't hold him back. And that's my personal opinion. And I'm going to say one more thing. Potter needs to be very, because in our next 5 games, if I'm not mistaken, we've got Bournemouth, Forest, Man City, Fulham, and then if we don't pick up 3 victories from those 5, I could see him lose his job. I could genuinely see him lose his job. And I don't care how much money we spent to bring him. I don't care how much plans they put in place for him. If he does not collect at least 9 points and we fall past the Europa Conference League spot, they can panic and they can pull the trigger very quick. There are good managers available. Zezu is available. Pochettino is available, even though I wouldn't take him. Enrique is available. Thomas Tuchel is still available. It would not blow my mind to say they're gonna sack him. So be careful, Potter, what you wish for, because we need to come off the back of this rest with 2 victories back to back and then go into Manchester City. Guys, these are my views about the Potter status and my views on Omari Hutchinson. So before you jump on me and say, oh my God, why does it say this? What does it say that? Calm down, all right? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, let me know your thoughts. Peace out, I'm out.